Morning everybody, how you doing today? Hope you're all having a good one. Just heading out to run some cut feed out to them cows in the pasture. I see they're up. So that's telling me their bunks are empty, because we did not fill them up yesterday. It was the night before. I took them 3 bucket loads, so yeah, now they're hungry. They're wanting some extra groceries. So this could be interesting with them right here at the gate, getting through the gate. Anyways, I'm gonna fill this bucket and we'll see what happens when I go through the gate. I'll bring you back in a minute. Alrighty, well, we managed to get through the gate without anybody coming through it and getting into the stack yard. And since they're all scattered out the way they are, yeah, their bunks will be empty. So we'll have to make a few extra trips here today. Had a little bit of rain this morning. Started about 6 o'clock-ish, 6:30. Not much, just enough that if it was gonna stay cold, that it would freeze everything up and make it terrible for people that having to travel on the highways, and make it icy around the yard too. But in our case, we're not really having to go anywhere. We're just hanging out right here at home today, so it works. Got some work that we got to get started on in the shop, so I'm gonna get these girls fed up, and I'll bring you guys back later once we're in the shop, unless something else happens and I bring you back sooner. Only one way to find out, and that's stay tuned. Talk to you later. Nasty shit. Whew. Now I can breathe out in the fresh air. Alrighty guys, so it's still pretty smoky in the shop. And these 2 pipes that we cut with the torch are still smoking a little bit. So I'm gonna shut her down here for a while. That thermostat that CP picked up for the furnace yesterday is now it's old school. She would prefer a digital type one. You can see it's kind of cloudy in the shop here. The slightest little bit of breeze and it actually blew a bunch of that smoke back into the building on me. But anyway, so I think we're gonna end up running to the city and picking up a digital one. And by then this smoke will be settled down and gone the hell out of here. What are we doing? What are we building? Well, this is a 30-foot windbreak I got to build for a buddy of mine who is also my gravel supplier. And he wants a 30-foot windbreak and a 24-foot corral panel. The corral panel is done and ready to rock and roll already. I'm just going to take it out of one that's in stock. But the windbreak, we're going to build it right from scratch and go with that. I believe, have to cut an 8-foot piece. I'll have to measure this guy. He looks like he'd be damn close to 8 feet. For the lift cradle on top. And then the bases, they're 11 feet long. So I've got steel out here. It's all built out of 2 7/8 oil field pipe. But these two pieces that I cut, where you guys saw CP videoing me, see this stuff right here? That's like a rock of some sort, or a clay, and then fiberglass. And there's gas in between the steel and the inner liner. And I was working with that stuff a year ago, end of November of last year, and I got poisoned from it. It fucked my kidneys up there for a few days, so I gotta be careful with this shit. Last year I was cutting it inside the shop with the doors shut because it was windy as hell and cold as hell. So hopefully today it won't be as bad. Anyway, I'm gonna let you go like I said before, and we'll bring you guys back later. This will be windbreak build, 30-foot windbreak build, so we'll talk to you later. Alrighty guys, well, some of you may have seen this before, one of these. Some may not. Turn this thing down. This is a BCP farm and trucking windbreak, the way we build them. So this piece here, 7'6" long. That little piece, and when I say 7'6", that's point to point. So these are all saddle cuts. So from your tip, right here, to the tip on that end, 7'6". And they're set, one on the end, over there, 8 feet from the end, in. We put one here, then one on the far end, and then 8 feet in, we put another one. This little guy, he goes here for the lift cradle at the 11-foot point from the end, and then 11 feet from that end this way. There's another one. That's 6-inch. That little guy is 6-inch tip to tip. And then this guy here is 10 inches offset tip. So you see the tip right there. And that way, it's the other direction. That way, when you put it on here, like that, your saddle goes the other way, because the piece of steel that goes in here, that has to be opposite to what everything else is running. The other thing that happened here last night, I did not get in here yesterday when I did that clip. CP and I ended up running to the city for shopping around a little bit. It is December and Christmas right around the corner, right? But anyway, last night, kapow. Yeah, we got a couple centimeters of snow. So everything is, it's warm. It's only like 0 today. But she snowed last night, that's for sure. It quit snowing here around 6 o'clock this morning, actually. So Yep, everything's white again. But anyway, we're gonna try getting this thing welded up. I don't know how that's gonna go. I'm just not feeling 100% today. The guts are churning. So, and I think it's the bacon I ate that we just had cut and wrapped. And it's not so much that it's bad. The stuff I ate was really fatty. And that's not necessarily agreeing with me. Maybe I didn't cook it long enough. I don't know. CP never had any. I just had a couple pieces this morning. Just fried up the side pork. It's not even bacon. It's not cured or nothing. And I'm guessing I didn't cook it long enough. And that real fat shit that was on that side pork is what's making me feel not so great. I think I'm going to take all the side pork that we had cut up and get it cured or something like that. That would make it a lot better. Anyways, I got to work on this thing. So let's get at her. I'll bring you guys back in a little bit. Alrighty guys, well, I do believe we got this side all welded up. Now I'll get you in the light here a little better, but 2x2 1/8 angle from the bottom rail, measure right in the corner, go across 2 feet. From the top rail, come across down 2 feet, all the way through. That's your mount point for your 2x6 or 2x8 all the way through the windbreak. So basically for a 30-foot windbreak, what we do here, and even if it was 24, this is a special order. The guy needs, it has to be 30 feet. So anyway, you need 4 2x6 8-footers and 2 2x6 or 2x8. I prefer to use 2x8s through the middle. 2 2x8s, 14-footers. You do have to trim them about 6 inches, but that makes up our 30 feet. So I got one more piece of steel to put on from that line right there. And I must have rubbed the line off, or I didn't measure it, but I'll measure it. It'll come to here. And that's just a support rod that gets welded to the side. Top to bottom support for when you're lifting it. And for the 2x6 or 2x8, I'll wire it to that support unit. So yeah, and all that is basically a piece of, all I use is a piece of light pipe or small square tubing will work. Like this stuff will work. Or I used to use sucker rod, but I don't got any sucker rod on hand anymore. It's all used up. Give you an idea on how much snow we got. There, that much. So about 1.5 inches, almost 2 inches. And it's wet. And apparently the highway, the Trans-Canada Highway, which runs right past Capel here, our area, it's 1.5 miles south of us. A mile, 1.5 miles. It is loaded with trucks, like semi-trucks, jackknifed on the road, in the ditch, all over the fucking place. Traffic is backed up for miles. So, yeah, she's kind of treacherous driving over here. Apparently, I don't know. I haven't been out. I just saw a couple of pics on Facebook that CP saw and sent to me. Anyway, we gotta flip this sumbitch over, get that pipe on, flip it over, weld the whole other side, and then we gotta cut a couple of 11-foot feet that go on the bottom. So I'll let you guys go. We'll bring you back in a little bit. Up sesame. This is a lifesaver, a back saver. Now the hard part, move this end over by hand. Bring her down a little bit, move her over a little more. I've actually had on my old winch, because it's a cable winch, and I had the cable break, and on our old welder, she crashed leaning this way and it hit the fucking welder. Put a few dents in the welder, didn't really fuck it up any, but you do have to be careful with this shit, because it is big and it is heavy. Like right now, this thing weighs damn close to 1,000 pounds. There's a lot of steel in here. I believe 2 7/8 oil field, if I remember correctly, is 205 pounds per 30 feet. So it's not light shit by any means. And I got to put another 22 feet of pipe onto this yet before we're done, and 2.5 feet of smaller square tubing, like that stuff. When we bring her down on this side, we don't actually lay it right to the ground. I keep it about there, and then I can just walk along and weld it. I don't have to necessarily get down on hands and knees. A little bit for the bottom edge, but that's it. Anyway, let's get after it. Talk to you guys later. Alrighty guys, well, we got like 4 welds to make on this thing, not counting the bases or the 2 feet, but that one, where those 2 angle irons are, that point, top point there, top point here, you can see how it all went to shit. Ran out of gas. Cocksucker. Bone fucking dry. And I don't got another tank here. So I have to go to finish this. And today's Friday. I have to go waste another afternoon running to the city to get a tank of goddamn gas. Mind you, I get that tank today and I'll be good for quite a while. I'll be good for most of the winter unless I do a shitload of welding. But anyways, son of a beehive. Shut her down. Because we ain't finishing this job today. Anyway, I'll let you guys go. I gotta figure out how I'm gonna get a tank of gas today if the highways are shit. Talk to y'all later. Alrighty guys, well, we're gonna risk it. We're gonna go to the city and see about getting our friggin' argon welding gas. The highways are still not great, but apparently the city of Regina never got any snow or anything. So all I gotta do is get past Belgoni and then we'll be home free. So yeah, we're gonna risk it and try getting this welding gas here today. Anyway, I'll let you go. We're driving and we'll bring you back later. Alrighty guys, here it is. She's all done. We made it back with our tank of MIG gas. Full tank right there. And there's a 30-footer. Our foot, or our base, is 11 feet wide. That's how I make them. So now all we got to do is tomorrow I'll have to run to town our wood country, which is only 6 miles away. Grab 4 8-foot boards and 2 14-foot boards, mount those, and then we just air nail the slabs on. So that's what she looks like. Lift cradle is on the top. So basically with my windbreaks, when I make them, that top rail is there for 2 reasons. 1, for the lift cradle right off the top, and 2, to protect those slabs at the top. Most guys build their top rail when they're building their windbreaks is at the 6-foot point, or 6'6", which is basically 2.5 feet, 2 to 2.5 feet down from the top. It would be like here or even here. There's a good 2.5 to 3 foot of slab above the top rail. And if the fucker blows over, you run the risk of that slab getting busted off. Well, in this case, it won't get busted off because that top rail is going to protect the top edge of the board. That's what's going to hit the ground first. It's not down here because these feet will keep this end off the ground. But up there, if the wind is strong enough, and we do get some of those 100+ K wind days, if it'll blow a empty grain bin away, it could blow this sucker away. But I've got on video where we've had 130 K wind, and my windbreak stayed standing, and the grain bin from the neighbors came from almost 3/4 of a mile and ended up in our backyard. So, but this is how we make them, right here. And then we throw a gusset piece right down here, coming off the main rail to the foot. We just put it on the one side. So anyway, she's getting dark outside. The sun is gone. I'm gonna head over to the barn, do some chores, and then head in for supper. We'll talk to you guys all later. Okay guys, well, one stage closer. So here in the 8-foot section, we run 2x6. In the 14-foot section, I run 2x8. And if you remember yesterday, I said something about I'll take wire and I'll wire that son of a bitch to my center upright. So that gets wired to there. Just like a number 9 wire or telephone wire, something like that. So you need 4 2x6 8-footers and 2 2x8s 14-footers, and you do have to trim them. Not a lot, but a little bit, like that much. 5-6 inches is all you're trimming them. So anyways, now we just gotta dig out the air nailer and the slabs and get those over here. Actually, CP's gone to get the slabs already, and she told me to put the ladders and stuff away. So that's what I'm doing. I'll bring you guys back in a little bit. Are you hitting the nail? Or is it like the other day, it's windy in the shop? The board is twisted really bad.
Can you put some more nails? It's your damn wire. It's keeping it from going in.
Oh, well then don't worry about it. We'll just I'll bend them over on the other side.
That's a shitty slab.
Anywho.
Quality, not quantity.
It is quality. Look at this. Like,
No.
look.
Look at this. Weak.
Yeah, well that one spot I can't look at the very end. The bolts are in the way because we're using a rough slab. They're not the nice 1x6 boards. Can't afford to buy the 1x6 boards.
Why don't you put a smaller board?
Because the next smaller board that we got is way too small.
You tried it?
Yeah, I did. So, yeah, we're a lift of slabs or wind boards. There, that won't come out. but a lift of wind boards like this from our local lumber yard is $1,000. And if you go with the nice 1x6 wind boards, those goddamn things are running $1,400. It's friggin' ridiculous, guys. But to give you an idea, there she is, completed. All we got to do is drag it the hell out of here. Give us the old thumbs up, comment, subscribe. This is Windbreak Build 23. Talk to y'all later. One more thing here, guys, about these windbreaks that we make. They're just over 9 feet high, like to the main top rail, not the lift cradle, but the actual top rail that go where the slabs meet up. So these slabs that we're using are basically 9 feet long. So from the very bottom to the ground to the very top, it's like 9'2" in height. So you're getting quite a bit of friggin' coverage from the wind. And I'm hoping that the customer is home tomorrow and I can deliver tomorrow. We'll find out soon enough. Anyway, we got a Christmas party to go to this afternoon, so I'll let you guys go. Y'all have a good day. We'll talk to you later.